Silence is golden is a popular phrase in the entertainment business, but in reality, communication is an essential part of everyday life. It was Rollo May who once said, "Communication leads to community," that is, to understanding, intimacy, and mutual valuing. But how can people who cannot communicate through spoken word take part in school, society, and everyday life? For this project, I trained Stephen, a 20-year-old male diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and his family how to use an alternative augmentative communication device, also known as an AAC device. This device gives him the ability to speak since his impairments hinder him from doing so. In his younger years, Stephen was training with an AAC device. However, due to lack of funding, one was not purchased for his use outside the training center. Through this project, a device and proper software have been purchased and donated for him and his family to use. The AAC device that Stephen will be using is called the Communication Board by Enabling Devices. The software that allows the user to print out symbols that fit in the device is called Overboard by Gus Incorporated. The device comes with interchangeable frames that adjust to the user's abilities. When beginning to work with Stephen, I chose to work with the frame with two sections because it would allow him to understand how the device works to fit his needs. Here is an example of how the device works.
Yes. No.
It was important for Stephen to understand how this particular device worked, even though he had previously trained with a similar one. This is when hand over hand becomes an important part of the training.
Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes.
However, even with the hand over hand, Stephen still insisted that someone else push the buttons on the device. Stephen began to understand how the symbols representing yes and no corresponded with the sound coming from the device. In the following clip, one can see that at the end of this training, Stephen was successfully able to answer whether or not he enjoyed his day at school.
Yes.
To date, Stephen and his family are doing well. My overall goal for this project was to open people's eyes to see that a dollar sign cannot be put in front of communication. In America, freedom to speak is part of the Constitution, and although some people are physically silenced by a disability, technology is available to allow them to overcome it and use their right to speak.